That's it. We're good. Bit of time for people to show up, of course. Let's start around like 8:47, 8:48. I have to give it a few more minutes. I assume some. It seems like someone joined though, so that's good at least. There you got a couple people now. Very nice. Very nice. Hey Nucha, yeah, this is a fast speed Murkrow team, that's true. Give it like one more minute, we'll see if anyone else joins. But yes, that is the fastest Pokemon Murkrow. However, I believe the fastest Pokemon Murkrow team is 2-0 at this point, so like, it's working. I don't know how, but it's working. Yeah, I don't know how, but if the team is 2-0, yo, can't fault it too much, I guess. Yeah, this team is 2-0 from what I remember. Which does seem kind of wild, yeah. Yeah, it does seem very, very odd. Okay, yeah, let's get started. So for our first match will be my good friend Nightmare with people in my prep group versus Canucks. I believe Nightmare is 1-0 and Canucks is 2-0 going into this game. So Canucks has already clinched brackets, but obviously wants to free out for the better chance at getting a higher seed, potentially avoiding play-ins depending on how things go. And just kind of for pride, you're going free out of school. Nightmare looking to clinch his spot in brackets by winning this game, so pretty big stakes for Nightmare. Not as much for Canucks, but obviously Canucks still wants to win. Looking into the matchup here, first thing obviously Canucks' team is very slow, which means stuff like Arrow can like Adamant with a ton of bulk, maybe even enough bulk to live a bullet punch from Scissor, obviously if it's not banded. I can see that. And Zapdos and Shaman integral if Nightmare doesn't want to respect the Murkrow. Which, to be fair, you don't really need to disrupt the Murkrow in this matchup. You have really good checks to it, really good answers to it. You can just run a ton of speed with Zapdos and Shaman. The bulk with Zapdos and Shaman. However, this Cresselia is kind of an issue for Nightmare though. He does not have great ways to break it. I would not be surprised if Clefable carries Encore here to help cover for a potential Calm Mind Crest, because that cycle looks very, very strong in this matchup. Yeah, on Nightmare's side, the Zapdos looks pretty good. Sorry, everyone might act up a bit tonight, but Nidoqueen and Tyranitar are not bad checks to it, though. And obviously, Zapdos really does not like sand, negating its leftovers and forcing it to keep that rock chip if it doesn't quick roost. I think this. I think I'm going to eat Nightmares because of his ability to take advantage of the speed, this lacking speed on Canucks' team. So let's get into it. Nightmare on the left and Canucks on the right. Pinsir lead into Hitmontop. Scarf Pinsir did a ton of work in Nightmare's last game. So that's kind of cool. So you get Hitmontop's going to Stone Edge into Zapdos. Shaman's going to come out on Nidoqueen. Shaman's just going to throw off a Seafair, do over half. Reeling Life Orb. Grim, was your second game versus Risky? If so, not yet. I believe it's on the dock. I think it's going to be in the next stream, I'm pretty sure. We do a ton. Yeah, so I'm pretty sure your game is in the next stream, if I remember correctly, Grim. Anyway, we're going to knock off the Scissors Akaberry. That could be big for Zapdos. Scissors is going to Bug Bite doing 20%, so not too much damage here. Yeah, Grim is definitely next one because I just put it on the dock and I put the the ones for next stream on the dock before I start the current stream. So we have Altaria coming on Clefable. Quick Earthquake is 41, and Clefable is going to Encore here, forcing this Altaria out. Crest is going to come in as Clefable is just going to Soft Boil out here. Back into Scizor, Crest is going to knock off again. Clef is going to knock off again. In comes the Crest on the Zapdos. Zapdos is obviously going to take rocks here. Get a little bit of health back with the lefties. In comes Clefable. Crest is going to be Screens Variant. Interesting. Seismic Toss into the Scizor is going to do 31. That's not bad, but the Scizor doesn't seem to be that offensive. It could be packing Roost. It's going to Swords Dance, though. It's going to be Force Stab. Heat Wave definitely knocks out through the white screen there. Heat Wave onto Hitmontop, going to do minimal damage. Zapdos is going to go Roost. What's Hitmontop going quick? It is going to quick close combat, calling down and doing 50%. There's a Life Orb. Hitmontop, and oh my god, Extra Sensory doesn't even knock out -1. That's crazy. Extra Sensory, as the Crest comes in, you can just set the white screen back up. Out into Clefable. Hitmontop's going to come back. Yeah, all the birds get Extra Sensory for some reason. Anyway, Hitmontop's just going to crit Tentacruel with the close combat. That's huge. Wow. Hitmontop's going to go down, but this means that Nightmare has no way to remove the rocks. That's super unfortunate. Shaman's going to come in as well as Scizor. Shaman's clearly going to HP Fire here, as it does. But yeah, that crit on Tentacruel is really unfortunate. Removing these rocks could have been big. Seafair is going to get off a ton of damage on this Crest. Crest is going to white screen, though. Shaman is going to rest up, so it will switch out on this next turn. Ice Beam's going to do about 30, about a third. We're going to switch out into Zapdos. But if Crest goes Ice Beam again, it's going to do good damage. The T-Tar is going to come in. Now I'm curious what his T-Tar set is. Zapdos is forced out to Registeel as Tyranitar clicks Dragon Dance. T-Tar is going to Earthquake. What's Registeel going to click? It's just going to Thunder Wave. T-Tar is one berry, however, so Tyranitar is going to just be able to take down this Registeel. It's in a very strong position. I think Shaman can probably still check it, though. Pinsir's going to come in, so it's Scarf Pinsir like his last game. Makes sense. No, it's not Scarf. He just dies to Crunch. Okay. Couldn't you have just gone Shaman? Shaman's probably too low. Okay, Clef's going to Encore, but I think it's a bit too late. Yeah, and T-Tar's just going to clean up here, just getting off that that Dragon Dance. And Nightmare really had very little for it once it was one berry to stop Registeel's Thunder Wave. That's a huge 5-0 win for Canucks. That's good. And put him up to 3-0 with a team with fastest Mon 91. It's not even a stall team. I don't know how, but good for them, I guess. Neat Hitmontop. That was doing a lot of damage with that Life Orb. No Chople on the T-Tar or on the Clef. I'm not sure which one you mean no Chople on, Nusha. Light Screen, Crest makes a lot of sense. Nightmare has a lot of special pressure. And yes, one berry T-Tar correctly evaluate. No Chople on T-Tar, I guess, but like the one worked out. So I don't know. I get the one because it lets you set up on Registeel more reliably. Well, yeah, Shaka Berry Registeel is obviously a thing, but I know I get the Lum. I don't necessarily think it's the best item, but I think Lum is fine on T-Tar. I don't think it's a bad bring at all here. With with all the power spam Nightmares team friends. Yes, Reggie gets superpower, but I mean, it's kind of hard to fit superpower here. Yes, you have it for T-Tar, but it's kind of hard to fit on the set. So, I don't know. Like, I agree superpower is a good call. I don't know if it's a mandatory move here, though. But obviously, it would have helped a lot. But yeah, big win for Canucks here. Moving to our next game. We have Sazter versus FK Shiloh, formerly known as Roses. So we see pretty much a stall mirror here. We see, well, Shiloh is more of a semi-stall, whereas Sazter is just pretty much hard stall. Yeah, exactly. Superpower into Queen Crest is really rough. Exactly what I'm trying to say. So both sides here have a Skarm and a Hippo in a really fat blob normal. And a spinner, and it kind of differs from that. From there, Sazter has more really bulky pieces like Poison Heal, Breloom. He has Magnezone, which can remove Shiloh's Skarmory, which opens up a lot for something like Donphan or Hippowdon to make some progress, or even Breloom actually. Yeah, Magnezone removing the Skarmory is really good for Breloom actually. On Shiloh's side, we obviously see the bulk core, but his offense is not really bad here. Drapion looks pretty solid. Obviously, the dual grounds are a little annoying, but like you can SD relatively easy if you're Shucky. You can probably take them out in 2 hits with 2 Aqua Tails. But I think I've got to give the match to Sazter. His bulk looks really hard for Shiloh to break. Shiloh, I mean, Vornos Roses is like a very, very well the better Smogon players like of time. But Sazter, I do think has the matchup here. I don't know if Shiloh has the tools to break down Sazter's bulk. So let's get into the game. We got Sazter on the left and Shiloh on the right. We see a Grumpig lead. Interesting. Grumpig is going to switch out to Skarmory as Hippo's just going to get the rocks. Yeah, Breloom had Real Sense is true. So anything but Clops get Trick Room on... no, nothing other than Dusclops gets Trick Room on Sazter's side. So Hippowdon's coming on the Magnezone. And that reveals that Skarmory is Shed Shell, which is pretty much a mandatory into the Magnezone matchup here. Makes sense. Skarm's gonna come. This Skarm's gonna come on Hippo. Shiloh's gonna bring their Skarm back in as Sazter Skarm's gonna taunt the opposing one. So very good position. It's gonna be forced out into Gengar. And Sazter Skarmory is just gonna give a spike here. Gengar is gonna miss the Blissey. It wouldn't have mattered that much. Maybe if it's Taunt Gengar, it might have mattered actually, but Clefable is gonna come in for free here, and Shalbo is just gonna not hit into it as off of Blissey. Blissey's gonna switch out into Hippo, and Clef's just gonna wish up here. It's gonna quick Flamethrower, do a tiny bit of chip into this Hippowdon, take 39, heal it all off with the wish, of course. Breloom is gonna come in, Clef is gonna wish here. So this is going to force the Clef out with the threat of a fighting move. Skarmory's going to come in, but Breloom is just going to Spore it, and we do know the Skarmory isn't one. We know it's Shed Shell already, so this Skarmory going to sleep is really nice for Sazter. Skarmory is going to burn a sleep turn here as Breloom just, Sazter just clicks C-Bomb breaking a switch, but Skarm can pretty safely burn its sleep turns here, right? As the opposing Skarm comes in, the Shiloh Skarm is going to wake up and quick spikes. As is Sazter Skarm, so just trading spikes here. Spikes and spikes. So many hazards. Shiloh Skarm is quick spikes as Sazter's a taunt. I think this has been a speed tie the whole time. I think it was... No, I know it caught on the switch. Never mind. Whirlwind out. Get a huge 31% on this Hippo. Fire Fang is just going to bounce off the Skarm. It's going to get a flinch, though. Fire Fang again. Skarmory just go whirling out. Something else. Never mind. The Clef's going to be the thing brought in, so that's not going to take a chip. It can frame out the Skarmory with Flamethrower, so the Hippo's going to be forced to get Flamethrower is free. Hippo is out of range of another one, though. Clef is going to quick fucking double edge, but it's not going to knock out the Hippowdon. This Clef is definitely Life Orb is running fucking double edge. That's actually very cute, how Double Edge doesn't give you a recoil as a magic card. It's a very cute tech. Blastoise can come in and take 40 free, but it's going to heal up the Wish. It should be able to spin here unless Sazter's last Pokemon is his Spin Blocker. It is not. Blastoise gets sub, calling out the Toxic. Yeah, I definitely agree with Double Edge's Beast. It's just going to Surf doing 50% to Hippo. Hippo can break the sub with Earthquake, though. This might be out of range now with the leftovers, not sure. Blastoise is going to quick substitute again. It's going to get really low here. Now Swing's having 9 range. He has to go for the spin here, right? No, he's just going to Surf. I mean, I guess you can spin on the Blissey now. Torrent, we can do 21. That's still not enough, obviously. Holy shit, that is a Focus Punch Blastoise. It still only does 53 to Blissey. That's barely doing more than half. Quick hitting against Blissey Soft Boileds. I mean, okay, that's 60. Okay, Focus Punch is actually making progress here. He is actually starting to make progress. Okay. Surf is going to knock out Blissey from 17, yeah. So Blastoise just be a fucking Blissey. It's wild. Yeah, I don't know why he hasn't spun yet. Mach Punch Realm is going to take out the Blastoise, so these hazards are going to stay on Shiloh's side. Blissey going down does open Gengar significantly, though, and potentially the Scarmby. What's Scarmby going to do here? It's going to trick the Scarmby, presumably. A Scarf, yeah. Scarf onto the Scarmby makes this thing pretty much useless. So Focus Blast and land is going to crit. I don't think I would have knocked out the Scarmby without it, but to be fair, Scarmby would have been just locked into whatever its attacking move is on set, presumably Brave Bird. Actually, no, it would have been locked into Whirlwind because obviously its last move is going to be Roost. So Grumpy is to start Calm Minding. Psychic's going to do a good chunk to this Hippo. Earthquake's going to do 56. And Grumpy's going to go down to Sand. But Shiloh's not in a bad position here at all. Gengar's going to come in with no Blissey. This thing's a menace. Braylon was going to come in. What's Gengar quick? Just Seismic Toss Gengar. That is a choice of all time. Okay. Yeah, I still think Spin would have been nice. But Seismic Toss Gengar is going to take out the Braylon. Very interesting. I mean, it's going to work. In comes Magnezone. What's Gengar going to do? I mean, Magnezone's probably Scarf, right? So Shiloh's going to go into Skarmory as it gets... Oh, gets paralyzed. Okay. Well, now he's just second. Nope, because Skarmory has Shadow Tail, right? Hippowdon comes in. It's just going to Kiki Power Ice and knock out the Hippo. That crit may or may not matter depending on the Hippo spread. Clef is going to come in here. Mazzo's going to fire up a Thunder Wave. That literally does nothing in this gem because Clef can't be fully paralyzed. Aggron is going to come in on Sazer's side. He is presenting an offensive threat, but Sazer's timer is getting super low. Rock Polish. He has to quick fast. He's going to miss the head smash. Oh no, Flamethrower is going to get the higher roll and knock it out in the sand. That head smash mission is gigantic. And yeah, obviously, Hippo probably can't win this. I don't know what S-Toss is for. Yeah, I'm very confused. Yeah, I don't see anything you would want S-Toss for on the team. Like, there's nothing that you can't just hit hard of a move. Like, Hippo and Blissey, which are the primary two mods that take your attacks, like, they have so much HP. Seismic Toss is probably doing less damage than a special attack to them. But yeah, Shiloh's going to win. Very cool Grumpig with the Trick Calm Mind. This Blastoise was epic, I have to admit. Focus Punch Blastoise and Double Edge Clef. Those were really cool. I don't get the Seismic Toss Gengar, but surely there was a reason for it. On a Sazer's side, I mean, we see the Skarm just doing Skarmory things. Everything kind of just doing the things they're known for. And then Rock Polish Aggron's cool. The Head Smash miss was unfortunate, but I highly doubt Head Smash O-Code the Clef anyway. Like, I highly doubt Head Smash O-Code the Clef. Also, Sazer's timer was getting super low at the end of here, but the forfeit obviously means it doesn't matter. So yeah, Shiloh's going to win and advance to brackets. Next up, we got game number 3. Here we have Drifting versus Cavern. Drifting is 1-0, I believe, so this would clinch over brackets. I believe Cavern is 0-1 right now. So this game, obviously, he needs to win to stay alive. Looking at the matchup here, this Suicune looks very frightening, even to double electric, because it outspeeds the Magnezone. And yes, Rotom can hit pretty hard, but I still think Suicune's very strong here. But Encore Clef could obviously pose a threat to that. I think Mixed Infernape looks very good. Fire Blast, Grass Knot, Close Combat's pretty solid, Earthquake. Those 4 attacks are pretty good here. I don't think, and you're so fast compared to most of the team, you don't even need the priority, really. Yeah, Ape, Suicune, Shaman's a hell of a Fire, Water, Grass. Oh yeah, that's pretty damn good. I will say the Registeel's not even in the top 4. He's the 5th Mon. Registeel is him, though. I agree. Shaman goes bonkers. I mean, the Grass Resist is Magnezone, and that just dies to Earth Power drop or not. Yeah, Infernape and Shaymin are both looking very, very good here. Then on Drifting's team, like, Rotom looks pretty solid itself. Yeah, there's Flare. I mean, Hippo's kind of a Flare Blitz resist, but it's not great. Like, it's not, it still gets worn down, especially with hazards. Like, Fistiff Hippo is kind of a Flare Blitz resist, unless the Infernape is banded. But even if it's banded, it might not to a KO. Depends on the spreads. But yeah, I think I'm going Cavern here. His offense is super fighting. I'm not sure Drifting will be able to slow it down in time. Let's get into it. Drifting on the left, Cavern on the right. Drifting is going to lead Scarf, Smeargle, and Spore. Tentacruel comes in. The Shaman's going to be forced out, though. In comes Suicune. Doubling out to Registeel on the Clef. In comes Rotom. As Registeel's going to get the rocks up, it's going to get burned. It's going to toxic the Rotom, though. Both going to be starting to take some chip here. In comes the Hippo. That's right. And out and into the Claydol. Claydol's going to toxic the Hippo. And they're just going to trade toxic. So both ground types are now on a timer. That Earth Power doing Fairy 2 reveals that the Hippo is definitely physically defensive here. It's running like no spin F at all, which makes sense because Infernape is such a problem. Shallow Bow is a good play on the Rotom switch. It gets the drop, so Rotom will go down to the next one, but Rotom's probably faster and forces out, right? Never mind, it's a super fast Claydol, and that's going to take down the Rotom. That's a huge threat to Suicune gone. Tentacruel is going to come back out. Switching out the Claydol into Registeel as a Toxic Spike goes up. Let's here's real quick here. The Tentacruel is going to get off the spin, remove the rocks. It is going to get off a Seismic Toss. It's going to do a good chunk to his Tentacruel. Smeargle is going to come in as Registeel clicks rocks again. Tentacruel is going to come back in. Obviously, wanting spinning in, but Seismic Toss is going to play it well. If it spins this turn, it will go down to the Seismic Toss. Spin is going to go off. Seismic Toss will knock out. And now Infernape is just looking so strong in this endgame. Holy shit. Drifting is going to bring in Aerodactyl. Okay, Aerodactyl's here. It's going to quick substitute as the Registeel clicks Toxic. Okay, Aerodactyl's in prime position now. Earthquake is going to only do 30, and Seismic Toss or Iron Head will break this up, yeah. Alright, 1 second. What the? Give me 1 second. Guys, I need to pause this for a second. I have something really weird happening. I need to check something real quick. My apologies. What the hell? I'll deal with that later. Okay, anyway, Suicune's gonna come in on the Aerodactyl. The hell is this? Yeah, we do see Infernape coming in. Infernape's finally in progress as the Hippo comes in. Close combat is good to a KO. Hippo is taking a lot of chip between Sand and Poison, though. It might not have enough turns. Hippo is just going to go down here. And in comes Aerodactyl. As it clicks Earthquake. And Cuffs coming out on Shaman. Seaflare is going to miss. Seaman's getting low here too. It's going to Seaflare again and do 35 to Clef. Clef's going to Seismic Toss. And Shaman will go down this turn. Drifting is getting a turnaround here. Drapions finally get absorbed a Toxic Spike. It's good. Quick Swords Dance. Clef is going to Encore though. Oh my god. That's huge for Drifting. Forces in the Suicune to just take more and more chip. The Seismic Toss getting off another 25. Suicune's going to take... Oh my god, it's so low. Let's go quick rest. Okay, that's something. He has a Chesterberry. Clefable's just going to Seismic Toss again. Yeah, Encore's broken. I mean, Encore's broken every gen. But especially this gen because it lasts like 4 to 8 turns. It's really dumb. Drakeman's gonna come in and take the seismic toss. Everything's taking so much damage between sand and the hazards now. Drakeman's gonna crunch. That's not gonna do enough to Clef. Clef is just a seismic toss. And the Drakeman's gonna go down. I think this game's probably over. And Variable's gonna come in, but it's taking so much damage. Smeargle is a free sack here. Is gonna go down. And is this thing Scarf? I don't know. I don't think we saw it be Scarf. But he only has 2 more turns on this field. Aerodactyl's gonna come in. Infernape's just going Mach Punch. Might I switch 8 to get a free CC? I'm not sure. That's a fair point. Suicune's gonna come in. Aerodactyl's gonna switch out to Clefable. And Surf's gonna do jack shit. Yeah. Clef is just gonna win this endgame probably. Suicune's gonna start Calm Minding, but it's gonna get encored. And yep, that is the game. Drifting is going 2-0, clinching his spine brackets. I don't know. I did not calculate. I have no idea what it was. I didn't make run calcs. Yeah, nothing too crazy. Pretty basic match here. Just, I think Drifting just kind of outplayed Cavern in general. I think he just kind of outplayed this game. That's what it really came down to. If y'all give me a moment, I do have to check something real quick. So give me 1 second. I will be right back on the stream. I just need to handle something. I'm going to mute my mic though so I can handle it. I'm sorry, everyone. I'm going to have to call off the stream for now. I will probably be back later, but I do need to handle this. So I will be back.